Welcome to another episode of Equity Mates, a podcast where we explore what's possible in the world of investing. If you have just joined us for the first time, there's probably no better episode to join us because this week we are celebrating our 1000th episode. My name is Bryce, and to celebrate with me is my equity buddy, Ren. How are you?
Bryce, I'm very good. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Happy 1000.
Yes.
Yeah.
What a journey.
Yes. 7 years. It's
7
been.
years.
Now, 1,000 episodes across Get Started Investing and Equity Mates.
Which are our two flagship shows here at
Yes.
Equity Mates Media.
Yeah.
Of which both you and I host.
Yes.
For those that have just joined.
Yeah. Quick rundown on the numbers. We started our very first episode January 2017.
Yes.
Since then, we've done almost 20 million downloads across the network, 12 podcasts, 2 books,
Yes.
2 audiobooks coming soon, one of Australia's largest communities of everyday investors.
It's been an amazing journey.
Pretty special for 2 guys that didn't study finance and have never worked a day in the finance industry.
Yeah, both came from retail.
Yes.
So in today's episode, we're just going to take a bit of a trip down memory lane. This week is all about celebrating this milestone because it has been an incredible journey over 7 years, 1,000 episodes. It's been phenomenal. So I think let's have a listen back to let's have a listen back to the very first introduction that we did, episode number 1, January 2017, called The Journey Begins.
Equity Mind.
I will say this about investing. Everything you do learn is cumulative. What I learned at 20 is useful.
Hi guys, and welcome to episode 1 of Equity Mates. Very excited to have you here with my equity mate buddy, Alec Renahan, or the Renegade.
Hey all.
This is a podcast where we're going to be breaking down investing to try and make it a bit more realistic and accessible for you.
We're on our investing journey, and we hope to take you along for the ride and hopefully learn some things and impart some wisdom and tell you about some of our mistakes along the way.
Great, so I guess we'll start with you then, Ren.
Nice.
Tell us a bit about
There we go.
I think if you keep listening, and I would encourage you all who haven't listened to episode number 1, go back and have a listen, because I think about 1.5 minutes in, you then get the nice choir of cockatoos as they fly past.
Yeah, there was a few birds in that opening clip. Yeah.
Because to paint a picture of what was happening just there, Ren and I were sitting on an outdoor balcony with a guitar microphone in the middle of a table.
Yeah, one between
two. We had no idea what we were doing, and that was the beginning of Equity Mates investing. That was cringe.
Honestly, it was better than I thought.
Really?
Yeah.
So a couple of things have stayed. The intro music.
Intro music hasn't changed.
Hasn't changed. Me starting the intro. The Renegade was dropped pretty quickly. I think the Renegade came to
Now
Ren.
it's just Ren.
Yes. But I think the purpose of the show has also remained our journey of investing, sharing mistakes, learning as we go.
Yeah.
So, wow, listening back to that takes me back.
Yeah.
Still working full time.
Your voice wasn't as deep and, as
I've
mellow.
hit puberty halfway through.
No, it's just, the smooth, mellow voice that still gets comments every now and then.
I'd be putting that down to the quality of the microphone, if anything.
Yeah, maybe. What else? Well, I mean, a lot's changed, not just your voice. I lost my hair over
You've
the
lost
past
your
7
hair,
years.
yes.
Yeah. We're looking back on photos. You've always had glasses, but I think you wear them more now.
100% all the time. But ironically, I forgot them today.
Yeah.
And now I'm really battling to see. First time in ages.
What else? You got married.
Yes, I've been married.
I got engaged.
You got engaged.
Yeah. We both bought into the Australian property market.
Yes. Yeah. We quit our jobs.
2020 quit our jobs.
So I think if you have just joined us, the evolution of Equity Mates and Get Started, we started Equity Mates, and then a couple of years later, we were still working full time, but found that so many of our community would come to Equity Mates. We were a couple of hundred eps in and would ask us, where should we start? And so we thought, why not do a spin-off episode that was originally meant to be just the 12 episodes, Get Started Investing. But then we got download hungry and continued.
Yes. Now we've done like 270 episodes.
So that was the spin-off. A funny story with that as well was we were recording in the Batuta Advocate studios one weekend because we were still full-time at work at that point. So everything we were doing was outside of work.
So we blocked all of Saturday and all of Sunday. We booked the studio and we were going to do 12 episodes across those 2 days.
Yeah, just bang. Because what else do you do on the weekend? Anyway, we go in. It was a hot Sydney summer's day.
No one else there because
no
it's Saturday
one else
morning.
there yet. Batuta guys, nowhere to be seen. And they'd just freshly built this studio, which we were lucky enough to get access to. Went in, closed the studio door, handle fell off. You might think that's all right. The issue with that was we couldn't reopen the door to get back out.
Yeah.
There was no aircon in there. Well, there was, but it was pretty inefficient.
Yeah. No water from memory.
No water. And I think the Batuta boys had...
They weren't answering their phones.
They weren't answering their phones. So what did we do?
We just recorded.
Yeah. We just pumped out almost 12 episodes in one day because we couldn't get out of the studio until they arrived.
I think it was like 3 hours until someone rocked up, and then there was a bit of faffing around to get us out.
Yeah.
So we just did like half the recordings before we could actually get out.
Some of our best content.
Yeah. Honestly, some of our best content.
So check out Get Started Investing. In the first 12 episodes, you can now imagine the scenario that we were in doing that.
Yes, the fear in
Shirts
our
off?
minds.
Did we have shirts off?
Yeah,
It was so hot.
That's not on YouTube.
That's not on YouTube, no. Regrettably as well. We weren't even thinking about video back then.
No.
So far from it.
Yeah, it took us a while to get into all of these platforms. Social media, you were bullish on it before me.
Yeah.
Which is ironic because now you have nothing to do with it.
Yes. Yeah, I had to drag you through socials at very early days.
Classic some of the early posts.
So funny.
And over this week on our Instagram, we're going to share some of the early posts.
Yeah.
Some of your memes, early days.
I remember one where Amazon hit $1 trillion valuation, or was it a billion in valuation with the guy from Austin Powers?
All right, I guarantee that'll go up. You did.
Was I doing memes back then?
Yeah.
That's weird.
You did a series of fake interviews during COVID.
What do you mean?
Where you posted like, "Oh, we've interviewed Elon Musk," or "we've interviewed Kim Jong Un."
I remember Kim Jong Un. God.
Yeah.
What was I
that
thinking?
Didn't last too long.
Oh my God.
But the one that sticks out for me most is we interviewed Paul Bennett, who was the then CEO of Spaceship, the micro-investing app.
Yeah.
And for some reason, we thought the way to promote the episode would be to Photoshop the three of us like on the moon.
Yes. Oh, goodness me. What we think. We really had no idea what we were doing, and we had no intention of it becoming what it is. I think you and I just loved investing and learning to invest, and this was our excuse to do that.
I mean, the origin story was we were both trying to invest, and we wanted to do something to like keep ourselves accountable, and I had suggested we do a blog, and you were like, no, let's not do a blog, we'll do a podcast.
Because I hate writing.
Yeah, and thank God, because podcasts have done better than blogs over the past 7 years.
Easily. Yeah, so we started the potty, and here we are. I think just to put some more context to the business side of things, so we quit in 2020, mid-COVID. You had a really long drag into it because you were kind of itching to get out sooner rather than later. And for us, like, we knew that there was something there, but podcasting at that point in time was very, I guess, in the early days, in Australia particularly. We were listening to a lot of podcasts that were overseas. And the idea of trying to make a business from podcasting was just not really a thing. And so for us, it was like we knew this community was building, and we knew we were serving a purpose, but how did we turn that into something? So that was the challenge, and I think we quit without having answered that question. We sort of had grown 2 shows and just thought we were making a bit of money. Let's just see where this goes.
Yeah.
And you did the slow walk.
Yeah, I went down to 4 days a week in 2019.
And then I moved back to Sydney.
Yeah, we did long distance. That's right.
Yeah. First 3 years was all remote.
Unbelievable.
I was in Melbourne, you were in Sydney.
Oh,
Yeah. Good way to stay in touch.
great way.
But I went to 4 days a week, 2019. Then I moved back to Sydney, and I had this deal with Coles that I had to go down a week every month out of my own pocket, but the rest of the time I could be in Sydney and work remote. And then COVID hit, and I didn't have to go down a week every month anymore.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
And then I think I quit like a few months before you from memory. I quit
Definitely,
in
you
like
did.
August 2020,
Yeah.
and then you followed in a couple of months later.
Yeah.
Would have been really dog if you had let me quit and then just not followed.
You know what, Ren? I don't actually think there's anything here. That would have been a real blow. No, I was keen to get out. I think I was just holding that corporate paycheck as long as possible.
Are you still on indefinite leave from Woolies?
That was really good. That was also a safety net that I had. That they were very gracious in giving me 12 months career break.
Yeah.
So if shit hit the fan, I could go back and knock on the door. But I remember 6 months into that, they called me and said, looks like you're doing all right. We kind of need the head count.
Yeah.
So I said, fair call. So I'd quit, Ren. We then raised a bit of money to go out and build a team and really build the business. And that's been the story since then. Build.
Yeah, we've got 12 podcasts in the network now. Yeah, we've got 12 podcasts in the network now, 9 in the team here. And what else have we done? We've done FinFest.
FinFest, yeah,
big.
Australia's largest finance festival.
Yes.
That was fun.
We get a lot of questions about will we do it again? And we're very keen to do it again, but the sponsors have to come with us.
Yes.
So that's an open call for sponsors to come with us.
Yeah, please.
2 books.
2 books,
Yeah.
that was massive. Get started investing in 2021.
Yep.
And then Don't Stress, Just Invest, most recently this year.
2023.
2023, sorry.
And all the way, we've just kept podcasting. The Dive, which is on a bit of a hiatus now. That won Best Business Podcast at the Australian Podcast Awards. And Equity Mates and GSI just kept going. 1,000 episodes down. Here's a fun fact for you. 433 interviews.
Wow. 433.
Yeah.
I mean, this has been one of the highlights for me, is having the, I guess, the luxury of speaking to some of Australia's and globally best investors, business minds. We've spoken to some awesome CEOs, top ASX 200s.
So in 2020, you had the goal, you set an ASX 200 challenge.
Yeah.
Do you remember this?
Yeah, I wanted to interview every
CEO from the ASX 200.
Yeah.
How many do you think we've done?
I think we've done 3.
No, we've done 6% of the ASX 200.
That gives me courage to pick this back
Yeah,
up again.
we've done 11.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've done 31 ASX listed CEOs,
Okay.
but 11 of them were in the top 200.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we've done, okay. Well, I'll take that as a note to try and revive the ASX 200.
Yeah. I mean, in theory, the bigger we get,
Yes.
the easier it should get.
Yeah.
But also, like, there's just Matt Common doesn't need to come on
I
Equity
know
Mates.
that was the challenge we faced. A lot of them were just. Anyway, we'll get there. But we have had some guests that have appeared on the show multiple times, and we must say a huge thank you to them for continuously supporting Equity Mates and coming on the show. You know, names like Andrew Brown, Andrew Page, Henry Jennings, Matt Leibowitz. These guys have been on multiple times across the year. So a huge thank you to those guys, plus all the experts that have been on, sharing wisdom and knowledge with our community.
So we went out to some of those experts and told them that they were top of the pops in terms of most appearances on Equity Mates, and we got some voice notes back from them. Let's start with our very first interview, and also our most recurring guest. I think he's done 18 appearances. Andrew Brown.
Andrew Brown from East 72 here. In March 2017, Alec and Bryce came to my office, put a box in the middle of it, stuck a microphone on the box, and we had the first 2 episodes of Equity Mates with an external person. Well, things have evolved a little bit since then. Congratulations to yourselves and the whole Equity Mates team on getting to 1,000 episodes of educative and, above all, entertaining product with an amazing array of interviewees on the other end. I've been privileged to be just one of them, and I hope in some way I've enriched your investing journey. Well done, guys.
Wow, 1,000 episodes. Congratulations, guys. That is a massive milestone. Really thrilled for you. So happy that Strawman and myself could have played a very small part in all of that. It's a lot of content, but it is high signal stuff, and I'm ready for the next 1,000. Bring it on.
Hi, my name is Henry Jennings from Marcus Today, and I'd just like to congratulate the boys at Equity Mates, Bryce and Alec, for just a fantastic contribution. 1,000 episodes, a magnificent milestone, and I've been really delighted to be associated with the Equity Mates guys for a little while over the last few years. Some of the podcasts, etc., and some of the buy, hold, sells, and various other events that I've been involved in. So it's been a real privilege and a pleasure to be involved with the boys. One of my fondest memories is of FinFest, which I had an absolute ball at and was lucky enough to not only present but also be on the main stage for a financial quiz and a little bit of a presentation as well. So that certainly was a fantastic event. I only hope that it will be back in 2025, bigger and better. But congratulations, guys. 1,000 episodes, certainly done a fantastic job, and really glad to be associated with the Equity Mates brand. Thanks again.
Bryce and Alec, Matt here from Stake. Just on behalf of the whole Stake team, wanted to wish you and the whole Equity Mates team a massive congratulations for getting to 1,000 awesome episodes of Equity Mates. Just being a small part of the journey, having some fun along the way with FinFest. Who would have thought we'd get tens of thousands of people through the gates to talk about finance? All the fun we had sending someone to Wall Street with Next Top Trader, and all the stuff we did along the way. But really, it's really about what you guys have brought to Aussie investors, the inspiration, insights with you and your guests. And I look forward to seeing the next 1,000 be just as brilliant as the first 1,000.
A massive thank you to those experts and to all the experts that have come on. It makes me quite nostalgic.
Yeah.
Thinking about like where we started with Andrew Brown. And, geez, how far we've come. I think that was one mic between three.
It was one mic between three, and I think it was episode 2.
It was very early.
Or
yeah,
3.
Yeah.
Like,
Andrew Brown never one to shorten a sentence. Like he spoke for so long that we had to cut it into 2 parts.
we had no interview craft back then. We had like zero idea of how to cut an interview short if it was going too long.
Yeah.
And this one went for so long. Yeah, we went 2 parts.
433 interviews later, have we learnt much? We've become better.
Definitely become better. Yeah, I think everything from the tech side of things, interview structuring, what makes a good interview. You know,
What are the interviews that stand out for you?
I mean, there's always the big names. Malcolm Turnbull was one. We had Wayne Swan.
Yeah.
Usman Khawaja, Teddy Richards, Chris Judd. Obviously, a bit of an AFL bias here and cricket bias. Hamish Douglas. Back in the day, so some big names that we were chasing down, but then there's the ones that we just walk away and we think, wow, that was inspiring and that was really motivating. Emma Fisher always leaves that opinion. We had one recently where we're talking to Pacific Equity Partners. I left that feeling pretty wowed with private equity. So I just love those ones where you don't know what to expect and you walk away thinking, wow, that was epic. I got a lot out of that. What about you?
Similar. I always would say before we go to a big interview, we haven't absolutely bombed an interview yet. And I don't think we have.
No.
Which is good.
Yeah.
It means we still are going to do it at some point.
No.
Everyone bombs at some point.
How?
Don't know.
Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it.
But yeah, some of those big names. Emma Fisher stands out for me. First time we spoke to her. Our masterminds with Julia Lee,
True, yeah.
they were great.
Yeah.
We had to stop them because we were unlicensed and ASIC were floating around the Finfluencer space. But we should get them going again.
Yeah.
Yen Liao.
Yes.
I think we titled his interview, honestly, everyone must listen to this interview.
Yeah.
It was...
and everyone did.
It was so inspiring. And then like 6 months later, he wraps up his fund.
Less, like a month later. Yeah. Talking about long-term conviction.
Yeah.
Lost all his conviction and shut down.
I know.
Anyway,
let's take a quick break here. And then on the other side, let's keep the self-indulgent train going and reminiscing about Equity Mates. And I guess talk a little bit more about the business side of it and what comes next for us.
Congrats on 1,000 episodes, Equity Mates. I've learnt so much from listening to the podcast over the last number of years, but in particular, you have made me a much more confident investor. So thank you so much.
Hi, Equity Mates team. Congratulations on 1,000 episodes, a major landmark, and we love listening. Keep it going.
They say a picture is worth 1,000 words. I say a great podcast is worth 1,000 episodes. Congratulations, Bryce and Alec. Raise the bat.
Hey, Equity Mates, it's the OG here, Harriet, Bryce's wife. I've been on every single episode. Bryce and Ren can't claim that. 1,000 episodes, amazing. Congrats to the boys.
Wow, 1,000 episodes. They're all so engaging. I love listening to them. Can't wait for more.
And Alec, I'd just like to say that I've been obsessed with the podcast and the concept of growing your wealth in the stock market. Congratulations on the 1,000 episode milestone.
Congrats, Equity Mates. Can't wait for the next 1,000.
Hey, Equity Mates. Congratulations on the 1,000th episode. Congratulations on it. What an amazing achievement. My favourite series was the Is There Money In with A Cavalier. I learnt a lot about different topics. Quite cool to see. Congratulations, legends. You deserve it. Keep it up.
Happy 1,000 episodes, Equity Mates! Woo! Congratulations on 1,000 episodes, Equity Mates. I started listening towards the end of last year and I found it super helpful in just understanding investing and starting to get into it. I was one of those people who had very limited financial knowledge, why can't we just print more money kind of person. And thanks to you, I actually understand how this works. So thanks, guys. Congratulations. And here's to 1,000 more.
Happy 1,000 episodes, Equity Mates. I have listened to every single episode and you got me started on my investing journey. So thank you so much and congratulations.
Welcome back to Equity Mates. We're celebrating our 1,000th episode across Equity Mates and Get Started. And thank you to those community members and also my wife, Harriet, for giving some encouragement and memos.
Still, that's just Ham's a community member.
Oh, absolutely. Well, yeah, she is. But let's just say there are more engaged community members.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
fair
I get support from her.
There might be more engaged community members, but she's the only married community member.
Wait, what?
Don't worry.
No. But I think we should say, Ren, a huge thank you to the community that has grown with us and supported us and backed us and challenged us and all those things in between over the last 7 years.
Yeah.
I think the first 12 months we had 500 downloads or something that were probably primarily our family. I don't think even our friends were. And then we saw that grow to 1,000. And then from there, we've grown one of Australia's largest investing communities. So a huge thank you to all of us, all of you who are, all of us, to all of you who are listening, because genuinely we could not do it without you.
Yeah, it's pretty special. For us, it's strange because throughout all these years, the setting has changed. You know, it's gone from the balcony of the share house to the Batuta studio to WeWork studio to our own studio, but it is still always just you and I sitting across the table from each other, staring deep into each other's eyes and talking about the stock
shit.
market. Yeah. And so you don't really think about who's listening and how many people are listening. And so then you go to like our live event that we did a few weeks ago, or you go to FinFest, and it's confronting in some ways to be like, oh, what have we been saying?
People are actually listening. Yes.
But it is really special, and none of this would be possible without everyone listening. So a massive thank you.
Huge thank you. Thank you for telling your friends and family, for word of mouth. It is our biggest growth driver. And we hope to be able to continue doing Equity Mates for the next 1,000 episodes and growing with the audience and continuing to add value to your investing journey. So if you're wondering what's next, that's what's next. Another 1,000 episodes.
Yeah. Look, I think, we've got ambitions to do more beyond media. I think there's certainly a lot of challenges for the everyday investor out there, and there's certainly a lot of discrepancies between the experience of an advised high net wealth client and a small dollar everyday investor. And we see those disparities and we feel those disparities because we're a small dollar everyday investor interviewing advised high net worth individuals. We see that difference. And we think there's more that we can do with the community than just talking shit into a microphone. So watch this space for that. If you want to come and join us in that mission, hit us up.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all going to start with content for us. It's going to start with education. We're pretty passionate about this whole financial literacy thing. I think every study you see, money is the biggest stressor for Australians. Australia's financial literacy is going backwards, sadly. It's not being taught in schools. For too many people, we don't grow up with it, so we don't learn about it in the house. So, yeah, there's work to be done, and we're keen to pitch in and do some of that work.
So, here's to the next 1,000 episodes, maybe another 7 years to get there. Probably a bit less because we weren't doing it as frequently.
We started doing like every fortnight or every 3 weeks. So we've certainly picked up the pace.
Yes.
Yeah.
If we do wait another 7 years, I'll be celebrating my 40th.
Oh, wow. I'll be
You'll
37.
No. None of that.
38.
None of that. Anyway.
Who knows? Yeah.
It's going to be exciting. We can't wait. Just like we felt, I guess, 7 years ago. Who knows what's going to happen? All we know is that with the support of the community and continuing to, provide valuable content as free as possible, anything is possible. So, again, a huge thank you to everyone for the support along the way.
Now, as we close out, first of all, thank you for listening to this self-indulgent walk down memory lane.
Yes.
There is one request we have for our 1,000th episode. If you've got any value from what we're doing, if you want to help us keep it going and keep it free, we need your help to help more people find the show. And the best thing you can do, I mean, other than telling people about it, that would be great, but is rating and reviewing on your podcast app. Every podcast asks for it, and there's a reason they all ask for it. It's because the charts and the algorithms at Spotify and Apple Podcast are these undecipherable black boxes that no one knows what goes on. But what we do know is that number of listeners helps, number of subscribers helps, and also the number of rating and reviews help. So if you can help us with that, get in the black box of the algorithm and get recommended to new people. It helps us do everything that we want to do. So
1,000 episodes, 1,000 new reviews on Apple Podcasts. That's the goal.
Nice. Much like the ASX 200 challenge, if we can get 11% of that goal, we'll be happy.
I'm loving that. I'm glad you reminded me because we're definitely going to pick that up again. Plenty of work to be done. Well, Ren, congratulations, and congratulations to the Equity Mates team who have also supported us on the journey. And again, thank you to the Equity Mates community and all the experts who have been involved, plus all of the partners and sponsors that have also contributed and helped us on this journey as well. Too many to name, but you know who you are, so thank you so much. But Ren, we'll leave it there and we'll be back to talking markets in the next episode.